Chelsea fans might be the most reactionary fans out there. Well, first place is Arsenal fans, but then after that, Chelsea. Because all of a sudden, we want Levi Colwill to leave. He's entitled. He's unacceptably arrogant. What are you talking about? I'm going to break this down. I've had enough of people picking on that kid. Enough is enough. He will sign the contract when he thinks he's ready to sign the contract. Let's break this down. I'm actually going to rant today. I'm annoyed. Welcome to the Kavkas View, Bratuchin. In today's video, we've got 3 decent stories. I'm not going to say massive. I'm not going to say humongous, but they're very interesting stories that we need to get our teeth into. Number 1, Levi Colwill's new contract is offered to him. Apparently, he's stalling, and there is a reason why he's stalling, but people have a problem with the reason. We'll break that down. 2 new signings in Nicholas Jackson and Mr. Moreira. I think I pronounced his name right. I don't know. My girl tried to make me practice. She's like, you don't get these Portuguese pronunciations right. I tried it again. Moreira. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you think I pronounced it right. I don't think I did. And finally, the final story is what's Poch going to be getting up to? He's officially Chelsea gaffer. He's officially got the job. He's got 4 days to prep everything. I'm going to tell you what the next few days are going to be looking like for Mauricio Pochettino, and we're going to break it down into nice little details, people. Let's get into it. Before we get to that, it's a new month. It's July. Look, in July, I want to hit 400,000 views in a month. All right, you lot can help me do this because you appreciate what I do here for free, guys. I do it for free. So all I ask is hit the like button. It'll push the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. It'll push the algorithm. And finally, at the end of the video, I've left the explanation of what the 2030 project is for Chelsea. What this project is, what Chelsea are trying to achieve with Todd Bowley. And I think you should go and watch it because it's going to be very interesting. So I'll leave it at the very end. Click on it and it'll take you straight to it. Now, let's get on to it. All right, geezers. Let's talk about this. So, Levi Colwill is an individual that is very polarizing within the Chelsea fan base. I don't really understand why, right? Because I think he's absolutely phenomenal. And let's be honest and talk about what this kid is. This kid is somebody that played in the Premier League last year, looked absolutely phenomenal when he played for Brighton, a team that finished above us, and now it's a kid that's demanding to stay and play. That's what the reports are saying. The Athletics has said Chelsea offered him a deal in February. The terms were not the most pleasant terms. They were an opening bid term. Them ones where if he signs it, he's a sucker and he needs to change his agent because Chelsea are willing to go high. And guess what happened? He refused to sign it. He's got a very good agent. Now, Chelsea have offered him a second contract. But the individual is not in England. He's in Georgia, Tbilisi. My homeland, my motherland. In Tbilisi. He's playing at the Euros under 21. And guess what? He's doing very well. And he will, when he returns, have a conversation with Mauricio Pochettino and decide if he wants to sign it. Rumors have it, the Athletic is reporting that this individual wants to know what his status is going to be in the squad. He wants to play regularly. He believes he's good enough to be starting at Chelsea Football Club, and he wants assurances that he's going to get a fair crack and he won't be stuck in 5th choice. And now we need to talk about the reaction. The fans have called him entitled, spoiled, cobham baby, pandered, every little word that you want to call somebody when you think they are acting like they don't deserve something. And the reality is he deserves every demand he makes. Guess why? He's got 1 year left, 2 years left on his contract. They're asking him to commit the next 7 years of his life, of his early stages of development to Chelsea Football Club. He's 19 years old. He's signing a contract for the next 7 years. Let that sink in. So the next contract when he's a free agent will be 26. Why is he going to waste the next 2 years sitting on the bench for Chelsea when he could go to Brighton and play regular football, and within 18 months a Manchester City will come and buy him? Because that's what's going to happen. The fact of the matter is, all he wants to do is ask for assurances that he's going to get a fair stab at the job. He wants to know that, look, if I'm training well and if I'm playing well, are you going to keep me in the team? I think people have got an agenda against this kid. And I know why people have an agenda. It's because he's bigged up to be the next big thing. And this is what happens in Chelsea Twitter. Because we've been burned so many times with youth team players that have come out with so much potential. Josh McEachran, people bigged him up, never achieved anything. Then it was Jeremy Boga. Jeremy Boga never got a stab at it. And guess what happened? He went on loan. He hasn't achieved the potential of the future Ballon d'Or winner that a lot of people said he was going to be. Charlie Masonda. Then he came to the Hudson-Odoi era. Didn't really work out. Then he came to Mason Mount. People gassed him up like like he's the next coming of Frank Lampard. It didn't work out. The only one in recent history that we have seen to come through and achieve his potential is Reece James. Since John Terry, it's been Reece James. And now people are just not believing it. They're like, look, Levi Colwill can move on. But the reality is, people, we developed some good young players. And Levi Colwill's one of them. So can we please stop beating him with a stick because we're setting unrealistic expectations for him and just accept him for who he is. A 19-year-old that is ready to contribute now. He's not Maldini, but you know what? He could develop and become a very good player for Chelsea one day. He's ready to play right now. Him and Fofana are ready. Badiashile as well. The three of them should be fighting for those two spots, with Thiago Silva being the general that leads them through it. Every now and then he'll get some game time, they'll rotate, and the reality is Badiashile is injury prone. Wesley Fofana is injury prone. Levi Colwill is injury prone. So all of a sudden you have 4 centre halves. Now a little bit injury prone, so minutes will be there to be spread out. Relax. Calm down. Well, I really should say that to myself because I'm a little bit agitated. And now let's get on with the rest of the video. Now we need to talk about the next stage of the video. The 2 players we signed. Let's talk about Moreira. Tash, did I say it correctly? I think I did. Get in there. Moreira is a winger that we acquired from Benfica. He's a free agent. He has come in. He's at the Euros in Tbilisi. And he's doing okay. Nothing special. I'm going to ask you guys a question. At what point in time are we just hoarding talent? Because let's talk about this. We've signed Moreira, we've signed Angelo, we've signed Noni, we've signed Mudryk, we've signed, I think another youngster, Kennedy, Perez. We also signed the one and only Matos from Norwich. Bro, we've got one too many wingers, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think Matos is a winger as well. I don't know who this kid is at this moment in time. We're signing a bunch of players, yeah, that are going to fight. Oh, and Omari Hutchinson. Fight for one position, and none of them are going to get a chance. What are we going to do? Just loan every single one of them? Like, we talk about this in the 2030 project video. Like I said, at the end of the video, the link will be there so you guys can go and get it. But I'm getting very confused why you can buy 10 players or 8 players, including the common graduates that are still there, and expect them to break through into a role that will have 4 positions. You can only have 4 wingers realistically. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But he's welcome to the club. Kid's meant to have very good talent. We'll see what Moreira is like. And now we need to talk about Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson is a young striker. He's broke through in January. He had a Bournemouth move that was collapsed because due to the fact that he failed a medical. Apparently he had some knee issue and it didn't work out. Now 6 months later he's at Chelsea. So happy days for him. The guy went on to score 9 goals, I think, in 11 games for Villarreal in the second half of the season. He really shined and there was a lot of competition for him. And he was Chelsea's first choice. He's been announced. My expectations for him are unknown because I don't know who this kid is. Like, realistically speaking, I haven't watched much of him. So, like, signing we make these days, apart from unless they're really bait, I don't have time to be watching Celta Vigo. I don't have time to be watching Villarreal. I really don't have time to be watching Empoli. So anytime we go and buy players from those leagues and teams, it's a little bit hard to come out concretely and say he's good enough for it. All I can say is let's give him a fair chance. Let's judge him accordingly, and let's not just overrate players and underrate. Let's see what he's got in the locker. And he's been announced. He's eager to impress. He said his idols were Demba Ba, Didier Drogba, and Nicolas Anelka. I understand why. He's a Senegalese international. That hence why Demba Ba is one of his favorite players. But then Didier Drogba and Anelka are, in my opinion, one of the greats at the number 9 position. Like, when you think about good strikers throughout the years, Didier's up there, Nico's up there. So I get it. The kid is young. He's 21. He's going to compete with Armando and we're going to see what he's made of. And I'm actually a little bit excited because I don't know what to expect. Finally, the big news is that Mauricio Pochettino has the job. As of the 1st of July, he's officially Chelsea manager. He's off garden leave from PSG. If any of you don't know what garden leave is, it's basically when you get fired or you agree to leave a job, whilst you're still getting paid, you can't be working anywhere else and earning a second income in the same industry. So you can't be a football manager somewhere else and still getting paid off PSG. So the reality is he was just chilling, wasn't getting paid by Chelsea at that moment in time. His job officially starts on the 1st of July. And that's when PSG no longer own the rights to Mauricio Pochettino's working conditions. So now he's going to start at Chelsea. What's the plan? Players arrive back on the 4th of July. Until then, him and his coaching staff are going to be meeting the team, learning the surroundings. They're going to understand what's happening. They've got 2 weeks of a hard regimen of fitness, getting these players ready. So when they go out to America, They're ready to absolutely give Wrexham a big old slap. Reality is, we're most probably going to have some new players by that time as well. Hopefully Caicedo comes in and happens. And then we have a new keeper and hopefully another midfielder. That would be my dream scenario. Maybe even if a cheeky Joao Felix coming back, but I don't know. But guys, this is all the news that we have at this moment in time. Please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you don't enjoyed it. We're aiming for 400,000 views for this video. So every single one of you that made it to this point, I really appreciate that. So now there's another video for you guys, the 2030 plan. I hope you lot enjoy it. Hit the like button. That goes a long way, especially if you made it this far. Try get me to 1,000. Peace out. I'm out. Have a nice